Hello everyone, it's Legacy Alloy 227 here, and today we got AMKE 2020 Day 3. So Day 3 was a shorter day than the previous two. I got up, I got my costume on, which I had cleaned. I hopped onto the bus and made my way to the convention center. One of the first things that happened before I even got to the convention center was this guy sort of stopped me on the street and sort of was trying to ask me what I was doing with that massive assault rifle. Then I had to, show it to him and explain to him that it was a prop. Guys, if you're going to be cosplaying and if you're going to be carrying around a realistic looking weapon, be prepared to be stopped and have the police called, because that's something I went through. My dad had told me to carry my blaster around with perforated cardboard wrapped around it so it would look less suspicious. I thought it would look a little more suspicious because of the question of what is inside the cardboard. Because, if I'm carrying a prop blaster out in the open, people would know it's a prop blaster. Whereas if I'm carrying around a piece of cardboard that's, twice the size of the blaster, people could think it could be a prop or it could be a real thing that he's taking to the convention center. But, so I carried it around without the cardboard to try and show people that it wasn't real, but people still thought it was real. So if you're going to be walking around with a prop weapon, just be prepared and be calm. Those are the two best things you can do. So the first thing I did when I got to the convention center is I went to see the Taiko Hibiki performance. It has to be one of the greatest percussion performances I've ever seen in my life. It was super well rehearsed. The music was really intense, and it was super well coordinated too. And you could tell that there was a lot of effort that went into their performance. I'll be putting their Facebook page in the description below. So after the Taiko Hibiki performance, I meet up with my friends outside of the vendor hall. We sort of station ourselves in this area by pillars. That was basically our meetup area. So a couple of us would go out and do something. We would know where to head back for our stuff. I decide to head into the vendor hall, and I meet up with the guy who's selling the swords, and I take a look around. And, I see a couple Halo-themed swords. There's black swords that look like energy swords from Halo. They catch my eye. And I say, I'd like the energy sword type blade, for $100. And he says they actually come in a pair, so you'd actually be getting two for $100. And I'm like, sold. So finally, I buy myself. I'm about to buy the swords, and I'm like, when I come back to pick these up at the end of the day, I'm also considering buying a European longsword as well. And he says, well, if you're going to be making two purchases, I could bundle them, give you a discount. I'm like, all right. So I grab the largest of the European longswords. I show it to him. It's about $120, and he's like, that's $120. The Halo swords are about $100. If you buy them together, I'll give you all three for $200. And I'm like, deal. So I make my purchase. I have them set aside for me. I walk around with my friends a little bit longer. I head back to the group area where I chat with some friends. So yeah, we hang out a little more. Nothing's really going on. I have homework and studying that has to get done, so I go to pick up my swords around 3 o'clock, and I head out. I head home with my swords, I take off my costume, and that was AMKE 2020. So AMKE 2020 was really just an amazing experience. It has to be one of the greatest experiences I've ever had in my life. I met some amazing people, I saw some amazing things, and it really helps me get out of my shell, because I've been an introvert my whole life, and when you dress up and go to these judgment-free conventions where people are just being themselves and having fun, it's really, being a part of a community like this is something special. And if you have an opportunity, if you have the chance to go to one of these social gatherings and be yourself, do it. Because it's something else entirely, and you will not regret it.